Hi beauties, the subject of our vlog today is how to eat smart to stay sharp. And it's really important now more than ever that we really work to protect our brain and our cognitive functioning because the world is unfortunately becoming more and more filled with chemicals and different compounds which disrupt our natural biology and our natural rhythms and can bioaccumulate in our brain and create all sorts of degenerative neurocognitive functioning, including Alzheimer's and Parkinson's and dementia and all these things around us. So it's really, really important that all of us are working to eat smarter and working to protect our brains. Now, our brains are actually really dynamic. There is a term called neuroplasticity, and this relates to how our brain can actually rewire itself, so to speak, and create new neural pathways. And this is something that the great yogi Paramahansa Yogananda was talking about decades before scientists were actually talking about it. So it's really interesting when we're talking about the brain. It's related even in yogic, Vedic science and philosophy around working with the brain to produce really high states of focus and meditation and clarity. And these are the same, along the same lines, this is sort of what's being studied today in Western science. And so there is this beautiful integration between the East and West, and knowing how powerful our brains are, even though we don't understand everything that goes on with our brains. It is one of the mysteries of science because our brains are so complex. We know that our brains are constantly evolving, and the nutrients that we eat each and every day, each and every week, can work to support our brains. First of all, I'll say that our brains are extremely energy intensive. They take about 20% of our total body's energy. The calories that we take in are utilized by our brains because we are thinking all the time, and our brains are controlling all the different, it's the center for everything that is happening throughout all the different systems of our body. So just first of all, understanding and respecting that our brain is extremely energy intensive and its maintenance is important to first get across. Now, there are certain nutrients. I've made a little list for us. I'm going to include it in the transcript below. There's certain nutrients that we really, really need to maintain the health of our brain. The first is omega-3 fats. And this is an important consideration when we're looking at our diet to make sure that we are including enough sources of omega-3 fats. So here in Soluna, we are plant-based, or we promote a largely plant-based diet. It's not all or nothing, but especially with the toxicity concerns in waterways today, I personally am not an advocate for consuming fish. I think that it can be very dangerous with the PCBs and the mercury, which we then ingest in our system. And again, there's so much toxicity all around that we want to reduce toxicity where we can. So we want to not necessarily source omega-3s from fish, but from flax seeds and chia seeds. And you can also take an algae-based DHA EPA supplement just to make sure you're getting this nourishing omega-3 fats, which is really important for our brain health overall, and that can help protect us against Alzheimer's and some of the degenerative diseases. We also want to make sure that we eat lots of leafy greens. If you're following the Soluna Beauty Detox program, you're hopefully having your glowing green smoothie every day. You're having the Dharma's kale salad. All our recipes here are very nutrient dense, very green, veggie friendly. And you're going to get vitamins that are important for your brain health, such as vitamin K and folate and beta carotene and lutein. So you want to make sure that you are getting a lot of leafy greens. Another green that's important, that's not necessarily leafy, but super, super nourishing, is broccoli. Broccoli contains compounds called, it's hard for me to say this as well, glucosinolates. It's funny because when I do the readings for my book, there's an editor and they'll always read back these words to me because I'm used to reading them but not saying them necessarily out loud. Anyways, let me say it again. Glucosinolates. And this compound in broccoli helps to reduce oxidative stress. It can help protect your brain. So broccoli in all its forms, broccoli soup, steamed broccoli, even some raw broccoli in salad. I personally don't love raw broccoli. I liked steamed, I liked roasted broccoli, but however you want to get your broccoli in, it's a great thing to keep in your regular rotation for brain health. Also, berries are fantastic, and luckily we are coming into berry season now. Berries, I'm going to link to this study. It was A 2012 study published out of Harvard, and it found that women that consumed 2 or more servings of strawberries and blueberries each week delayed memory decline by up to 2.5 years. So source your strawberries, your blueberries, go strawberry picking. Bobby and I just went a couple weeks ago. It was amazing. And that's going to be wonderful for your brain health. And I also want to talk about nuts and almonds, especially nuts, including walnuts and almonds, which are really wonderful in protein and healthy fats. There was a UCLA study linking brain health, cognitive test scores with walnut consumption. And it's funny because walnuts look like our brains. So there's a word for foods that look like the organ that they actually support. And I can't think of the word right now. But walnuts, also a great source of omega-3 fats, by the way, which we were just talking about. Walnut pate is a wonderful thing, or add walnuts to your salads, or just snack on walnuts. Sometimes wonderful food for hiking, wonderful food for energy, and again, wonderful food for cognition and brain health. And finally, I will talk about one of my favorite foods, which is cacao. Dark chocolate has wonderful flavonoid antioxidants, which are protective of your brain, which is particularly susceptible to oxidative stress. There was a 2013 review showing that cacao flavonoids helped to encourage neuron and blood vessel growth in parts of the brain involved in memory and learning. So there you go. Eat your chocolate as well for brain health. I have chocolate all the time. There's some chocolate on my desk right now. Just having a little nib often helps me get over my sweet cravings, and it tastes nice, and it's energizing, but it also feels relaxing to me. And now we know it's also good for brain health. So remember that the way that we eat is very important to help to protect the brain, the health of our brain, especially in the world we live in today, especially with all the stress that's coming at our bodies. We want to stay healthy and resilient, and our diet and all the healing plant intelligence, which comes from these amazing foods from nature, can really help to keep us naturally healthy. So sending you lots of love, beauty. Thank you so much for tuning in from the bottom of my heart. I will see you back here soon. Remember to check out our other offerings, including our Feel Good podcast and our Instagram handle @_Kimberly Snyder. Mwah. See you soon. Lots of love.